Hello everyone, this is Karim Fahmy. I'm an Azure Solutions Architect. This is the final series, and today we're going to talk about the final part from the series of Azure VDC, which is Virtual Data Center. And it's not going to be so much technical, but really tips and tricks. And as I promised today, there is a surprise that I'm going to show you, which I found it by coincidence while I was doing some project. And I would like to share this with you. Don't use it in production. Actually, you can use it in testing. This is what I'm going to show you. And also, it might be used in production if you tailor it well, so you can use it. But I think it's not supported by Microsoft, but it solves some problems if you are stuck in some situations. So, what actually I'm going to show you today is, let me show you. As we can see, this is our design that we talked about earlier, and it was the hub and spoke model. And we have here the hub VNet and the two spokes and the on-premises, which is your data center or whatever. Okay. Then we created VPN tunnel from here to there, and then VNet peering, there's firewall gateway that directs the traffic from here or from here to there or whatever, then back to the on-premises. So the network virtual appliance or the firewall gateway, that is software-defined firewall gateway, is here to manage your traffic. Okay, so what is the scenario that I was stuck in while I was working with a customer, and this scenario made me explore or discover something that is not shown by Microsoft. So this thing is this part, so the gateway subnet, the VPN gateway. So Microsoft doesn't give you the internal VPN gateway, and so the surprise here that it was available in earlier. So it was available previously so you can create a virtual machine inside this subnet, although Microsoft said do not create and do not do anything inside this subnet. So I gave it a try and I created a virtual machine here and then I wanted to explore what's inside here. So what actually I got is the VPN internal gateway IPs. That sounds strange actually, but let me show you something here. So if we are in our environment and you want to create, so this is the VPN that I've created earlier. So for example, if I went here and I want to create a new virtual machine. Okay. So what's here? My resource group. Okay, I will choose any. So VM03. And any. Okay. And okay, next. I want to show you something. Okay, next. So here, this is my hub VNet, which is this one, hub VNet. So I have two subnets, the default subnet and the gateway subnet. In the past, it was available to choose the gateway subnet. But it seems that Microsoft knew this part, so they wanted to eliminate any problems from the customers, so they disabled that you can create from here. Even when I tried over PowerShell, so it doesn't give you any permission, so you can create in this subnet. But I'm still on my promise that I will give you the surprise, actually. So when you create the gateway subnet, and you got the address space. So this is the gateway subnet. So it starts from, for example, here in this scenario, it starts from 16. So you count 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The 5th and the 6th IPs are the VPN internal gateway. And here is the proof. Don't ask me how did you know this, because previously I've created a virtual machine in the gateway subnet when it was available, and I explored the stuff. I did a trace route, and the next hop I did a trace route for the address spaces that was defined in the local address gateway for the VPN, which is this one. I'm gonna show you here. This happened actually earlier. This is connection, and then this is my local network gateway, and then you define your address spaces that you want to access on premises. So those IPs inside the local network gateway configuration, these are the IPs that you want to access on premises. And on premises, the network admin just avail for you those subnets or those VLANs, and you define it here. Okay. So how you test it is that you trace route one of those IPs inside the virtual machine that you have created inside the subnet, which actually you cannot do now because it have been closed. So you cannot do this now. But actually I tested this earlier and it worked, and you need to be really careful. So let me show you something here. If we opened the virtual machine this virtual machine that I've created is not inside the virtual network subnet, but it is here. So the virtual machine is in the side, the hub DNet. Okay. So I've created the virtual machine here inside the default subnet, and it's accessing normally the gateway like any other. So let's go back here. So I'm gonna connect to my virtual machine and show you this scenario. Okay. Then connect. Okay, so this was an earlier test. So let me show you something. So we said that the virtual network, the subnet for the gateway was starting from 16. So if you count 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, the 6th and the 5th. Remember, the 6th and the 5th. So 6 and the 5th is 20 and 21. So this is my virtual machine, which is, I can show you IP config. So my IP is 10.0.0.5, and it's actually in another subnet. It's in the default subnet. So okay, so when we test, so I'm gonna ping 10.0.0.20. Sorry, it's really slow because I'm using HDD desk for price. Okay, so it's replying back, as you see. Wow. So I'm gonna cancel and test the 21. So it have actually two IPs. I think one is active and one is standby. Maybe it's highly available. Okay. So that actually was a surprise that I want to show you today. And today we finished the Azure VDC, and I'm going to talk later about more interesting stuff, including IoT, artificial intelligence, and more into infrastructure. And also, one thing I want to show you before we leave is that if you try to trace or see on the next hop, you will get the public IP address. This is actually what has been shown. Microsoft won't show you the internal IPs. So this is the next hop, for example, and this is my second virtual machine source. My destination can be 192.223.110, which one of the address spaces. Then I press next hop, so it will show you that it's going to the virtual network gateway and giving you the public IP address, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't go through the internet. So you see it's 104.40. So this actually what is being shown for us, but it's, from my perspective, from my testing earlier, it's not the thing that it's really communicating in the background. So what actually we can benefit from this scenario before just finishing this episode? I'm gonna show you one thing here. So this is actually our current design that I showed you earlier. So what actually we can benefit from this, if we go to this scenario. So I faced this scenario with one of my customers earlier, and the solution was to do, he needs two VPN gateways, and it's impossible to have two VPN gateways in the hub VNet. It's only have one, unless you are using third party, so you will use the firewall gateway as a VPN gateway, and then that's all. Then it will be used as a VPN gateway and used as a firewall gateway, but you are losing the SLA for Azure. You are not using the SLA for Azure. But in this scenario, we are doing a hub and spoke model and then peering the two VPN gateways through VNet peering. So one VPN gateway, one VPN gateway. And the problem here that I faced, that you cannot use the feature is called use remote gateway from here to both of them or to any, because the default thing is that you only use one virtual network gateway in the hub and spoke model. So I took the IP addresses, the internal ones that I figured out, and put them in the RT here in the routing table. So I was saying that, for example, if this VNet is talking to this workload in on-premises or vice versa, so it will take this route. And when this workload is talking to this spoke, so it will take this route. And then I put routing table here, routing table here, routing table here, and so on. The only thing that you have to take care of that if the workload, you want to use this trick, you cannot make the workload talk to two of those spokes. So it will be dedicated, like only this workload is talking to this spoke and back again. And only this workload is talking to this spoke and back again. So you can have multiple workloads and multiple workloads here, but they are not mutable. So you cannot have like this workload is talking to this spoke and talking to this spoke. This maybe one of the drawbacks of the solution, because it's not intended to be in production or not to be. I mean, it's not supported by Microsoft. So now we finished the episode, and I hope you enjoyed today's surprise. I think it's really small and it's not so much, but you might face it one day in your scenarios with your customers, with your company, with anyone. Next videos is gonna be different, and also we will tackle more into deep technical stuff with some scripts, and also tackling new topics, including things that I will announce soon. Keep posted, stay tuned, have a nice day. Goodbye.